picked the title, The East and West Side of Peer Support, because being a newcomer to the game, I realized that most of us show up when it's really bad, but we never get to see the west side of it, the east to the west. The west side of it is years later when we see the recovery. And I don't mean to make anybody mad, but part of the reason I wanted to do this was to show the west side and to show the importance of going back on anniversary dates, the importance of staying in contact with these people. We go back to, we always honor the fallen, but there are people who are emotionally almost dead from the event, and those are the survivors.
In 2013, I had nightmares probably every night. The apartment complex, I don't know if you saw pictures of it at all, but driving by it every day, when I would get home that night, I would shut my eyes and that's what I dreamed about. After the explosion, I stayed for about a year and a half. I mean, I would get angry putting my uniform on because I didn't want to go to work. One of the first people that I talked to on the radio was a friend of mine, Joey, and we conversed on the radio. He asked me if I was already there and reported what I saw, and I told him I was the one who called it in. So I knew he was on scene.
It's not like losing a grandparent. It's not like losing somebody who's been sick. I went to Joey and Kelly's house. We went to Joey and Kelly's house that weekend before this happened on a Wednesday. We were there Saturday night, I think, and just hanging out, laughing. We were actually planning vacation. We were going to go to the beach in July, I think, and so we were just there, and I remember when we got in the truck and they had already gone back in the house, I was like, oh, I forgot to give Joey a hug. It was the last time I ever saw him.
I went back for the 1-year anniversary. Pretty much I said that that's what we needed to do. In my opinion, nobody told me that. I just thought that's the right thing to do. Think about like 5-6 days prior, I'm standing in my backyard getting a text message saying, hey, you want to go on your first one? And then I'm standing here behind a wheelchair looking at that. But that's what you got to do. Recently just went back for the 2-year anniversary. Pretty awesome to go back. They're doing good. But I can tell you from personal experience that I get more every time I go back than I did the first time. Some of these people are extremely delayed, and it's a trust factor. The fire chief in West, to my knowledge, has never been interviewed. But when I said, will you interview? Sure, I'll do it for you, because they want to help. I'd like to introduce somebody who, wait a minute, flew all the way up from Texas on their own money, own hotel, own rental car. You saw him on the video. I give everybody a nickname. I can't remember names. And I haven't been in an explosion. It's just something that was genetics. But I would like to introduce Lieutenant Dan and Jenny. And that's not their real names, but you're going to have to go with it. I don't know what they're going to say. I told them to say whatever they want. She can say what she's kind of outspoken now.
I'm from Texas. The one thing that I wanted to reiterate, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing that happens to people. This is not anything that you prepare for. Even with training, you cannot prepare for what happened. The biggest thing for us is after all of these agencies come in, they're experts in their field. They come in, they help out, and then they're gone. And then where do you go from there? And without this guy right here, my husband, I don't think that he would be okay emotionally today.
Not today.
You know, with the peer support, Josey's done the job. I have never done the job. I'm his wife. I love my husband. I will do anything for him, but I don't understand. And I can be there and I can listen, but there's an element of trust that happens in the brotherhood of doing the job. So we appreciate Josey. We appreciate the phone calls. We appreciate him coming back for the anniversary dates. We are not forgotten. So we appreciate it.
The day I met Josey, it was the morning after the explosion, and I gave him my badge. I was done. I did not want to do it anymore. I stayed with West PD for 1.5 years because I love that city. Those brothers that passed away, I would give anything to them. I did leave West, and I needed to. It was part of my healing process. And I stayed out of law enforcement for about 4 months. I needed that break. But it called me back. And I would do the same thing over and over, and I don't see myself doing anything else. Part of the reason that it keeps calling me back is I hit rock bottom. I did not want to put that uniform on. And the peer support, the guidance was given to me, but it was my choice as to what step I was going to take next. I didn't take those steps until one day we were at the house, and I was throwing stuff at the floor, at the walls. I had to do something. And I thought back to the advice and the guidance given to me, and I signed up for counseling. And I would say I'm much better now, but it's working. But that was 4 months ago when I did that. I'm not back to the way I was before. But with the continued support, I'm going to get there. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I wish I could have those guys back, but no matter what I do, no matter what I did, I was second-guessing my decisions that night. I was second-guessing my decisions the next day. But they still would have gone. It was their calling. The things that I did, I thought I put them there. It wasn't my fault, and it took a long time to figure that out. And again, it wouldn't have happened without the support of those firefighters, the support of the city, the support of the response teams that showed up. And it's going to be a long healing process. Working on it.